Welcome, everybody, to the league. It is week 14, last week of the regular season. And, man, it seems like this season, when it comes to the weeks, last week was like episode 9 in Game of Thrones every year or every season, where like that was where all the crazy shit happened, and then the last episode of the season is kind of like a more chill episode. That's kind of what happened this year. Last week, so many games, well, really just two games pretty much decided a lot of the fates for the rest of these teams. One of them being the Miami Cartel with a big win number 2 on the season to take down. Um, I'm sorry, not the Cartel. I'm looking at week 12 here. What the fuck am I doing? Yeah, Cartel. That's what I thought. Sorry. Week so Cartel took down the Mothmen, and with that, completely demolished any what glimmer of tiny, minuscule nothingness hope that the Mothmen had to make the playoffs. Um, but I don't think it mattered anyway, because as soon as the Voyagers won, since they had the worst record um, going into last week in the playoffs, the last one in, since they got a win, it pretty much eliminated every other fucking team that that if they lost, then they were done, or even if whatever. So with that, um, the Titans Elite, Tiger Sharks, Quailmen, Mothmen, and the Cartel are all now eliminated from the playoffs. They pretty much stayed the same. The playoffs. No one's really moved around except for the Voyagers have jumped the finesse there. I think they lead them in points for on the season by about 60. I'm sorry, no, about 80 points. Uh, so that's a nice little cushion there for the tiebreaker. Um, because, well, we'll get into it a little bit later about what the Trolls need to do to get into the playoffs. Um, So yeah, let's get into the power rankings. Not much change in this week. Let's go through them. Let's go through them fast. Coming in at number 12, you got the Cartel. Yeah, you got to win. Awesome, great, but oof. Coming in at number 11, you got the Titans Elite. Just falling flat, falling really flat, and this team is just looking dead. Coming in at number 9, you got the Quailmen, another team that's just looking fucking dead. Coming in next, the Mothmen. Uh, Lost to the Cartel. So you could be lower, but you're not. You're still the best of the bad teams. Let's put it that way, or the best team with the worst records. Whatever, you know what I mean. Upcoming up next, you got the Tampa Bay Tiger Sharks taking a rough loss last week, eliminating um, themselves from the playoffs. Um, well, not eliminated themselves. The Trolls eliminated them, but they are done. Coming in at number 7, the aforementioned Trolls. They are currently the team that is on the outside looking in right now. They need a lot of help. So right now, and we can go back to the standings. The Trolls are 6 and 7. Obviously, a game back on the Voyagers and the Finesse. Now, the Trolls don't need both the Voyagers and the Finesse to lose. They only need one of them to lose. However, when it comes to points for, because that's the tiebreaker when it comes to the playoffs, the Trolls are sitting in between the Voyagers and the Finesse. Um, Voyager sitting at 1678, Trolls at 1635, Finesse 1597. So each team has about a 40-point cushion on one another. So for the Trolls to to need both teams to lose. That's not the case. However, they would rather the finesse lose and the trolls win because they have a 40-point cushion on the finesse. If the trolls win and the finesse lose, and the trolls, I'm sorry, and the finesse don't outscore the trolls by whatever this margin is, about 40 points, then the finesse will be gone. They'll be out of the playoffs. Now, if the finesse win, they're in. If the Voyagers win, they're in. For the Voyagers to be out, um, again, even steeper chances here. If the Voyagers lose and the Trolls win, the Trolls would have to outscore the Voyagers by like 80 points. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. They would have to outscore the Voyagers by 40 points. So so it would be obviously the Trolls fans are rooting for the Titans Elite to pull a just Joe Ball game of the year and just ruin the Finesse's dreams and hopes of going to the playoffs. But the Trolls, they're still kicking. I thought they would be eliminated by this point. To be honest, I thought they'd be down there with the Tiger Sharks, I thought the Tiger Sharks would be kind of this team sitting on the bubble like they always are. But the Trolls they've been fucking injured, but they're not dead. They're not quitting just yet. But they need a lot of help. And again, as you can see at the bottom, the Voyagers again pretty much in 99.98% to make the playoffs again. They have to lose and get outscored by 40 points by the Trolls. So finesse at what 70 something percent. Oh, it's right there. 76% and Trolls at 23%. So um, yeah. Anyways, so the Trolls are just sitting very anxious and just hoping the finesse lose, and that's where the finesse come in. And again, the aforementioned Voyagers, we just talked about them. You know what they are. Coming in at number 4, you have the Columbia Dumpster Fire. This team is 8-4-1, and they took a big win last week. Beat the brakes off the Rune Dogs a little bit. Won by 52. 52, you know. So, big power showing. However, who knows? Maybe Coach Mandy said, "Hey guys, take it easy this week," and hell, maybe the dumpster fire felt the same way because they were both locked in their positions. They couldn't improve or anything on their positions. Um, I think no matter what. I think they were pretty much locked into that. Yeah, they because they couldn't have gotten a bye. So this was almost like an exhibition match, and that's why it was so high scoring, 173, 121. So fucking ridiculous. But that's East football. Why is the Rune Dogs picture in? Whoops. Sorry. Ah. Ah. All right. Anyways, coming in at number 3, I just noticed that. Coming in at number 3, you got the Guantanamo Gorillas, continuing their very, very solid gameplay over the final, month and a half or so, 2 months of the season now, sitting at 8-4-1, just like the Dumpster Fire. Gotten there in a little bit of a different kind of a way, but again, a very, very solid team. Took down the Quailmen, who were they just look outcoached out there, and it was a bloodbath, 147, 120. Coming in at number 2, you got the Cameron Cavaliers. Um, Cavaliers took a win last week over the Finesse to clinch the West Division in this coach's inaugural first ever season. Clinches the West, something that didn't I don't think anybody would have fucking guessed happened. So congratulations to Chunks. Congratulations to Matt as well for um, clinching the South there, and obviously Mandy for clinching the East like fucking 8 weeks ago. And speaking of Mandy, yeah, she's still number 1 even though she took the loss. I mean, this team is this team has a lot of late buys, so I can see, this team just got out to a hot start, and then, it's okay if they lose a game or two at the end. Who cares? Let's get into the matchups. Matchup number one, you got the 8-4-1 Guantanamo Gorillas at the 5-8 Tampa Bay Tiger Sharks, and I've got these games since no one gave me the order. For the predictions. I put these just based in order of importancy for the playoffs. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Importancy for the playoffs. So Gorillas, Tiger Sharks. This game does not matter. Tiger Sharks eliminated. Gorillas have clinched. This is just a hey, honey, do you want to go and watch the fucking Sharks? Assuming they're in Boston, but they're not. Do you want to go watch the Sharks get their ass whooped? Yeah, sure, let's go. That's the kind of game that this is going to be. It's going to be a chill one. People are going to be eating hot dogs, barely paying attention. Matchup number two, you got the 11-2 Rune Dogs at the 4-9 Mothman. This again is another one of those games that people are just gonna, I guess, tune into. But maybe a lot of fans, down there in that Midlands area have never seen a team like the Rune Dogs play. So, and the Rune Dogs, they travel well, so it might be all Rune Dogs in Midlands come Sunday or today. I'm in like 8 dimensions, guys. Don't whatever. Who cares? Matchup number 3, same shit. You got the 2-11 Cartel at the 8-4-1 Columbia Dumpster Fire. Dumpster Fire are going with their retro Oilers colors, the comebacks colors. This game, I'm told, and should be a bloodbath down there. But who knows? Cartel just had a big win. Maybe they can sneak another one because they've already clinched the number 1 pick. So they can go ahead and get a win and maybe flex their muscles a little bit at the end of the season, going into next season. Matchup number 4. This is where the games actually matter. They have some type of importance on the playoffs. You got the 10-3 Cameron Cavaliers, who have clinched the West, at the 7-6 surging Vietnam Voyagers. Voyagers have won, I think, 3 of their last 4, and 4 of their last 6 or something like that, to come back from pretty much near death and have basically clinched a spot. All they have to do is, they win, they're in. If they lose, they just got to score a lot of points, and hope that the Trolls don't win and score more than them, or a lot more than them. So again, this game is sort of important, but this is the first time the Cavaliers are having to travel across the big pond to Vietnam, and we'll see how they play out there, but not too much of importance. The rivalry game of the week, this is one of the most important games. You got the 6-7 Charleston Trolls at the 5-8 French Quarter Quailmen. Right now the game is 8-0 Quailmen, but the Quailmen look disheveled. They look like they're not paying attention to their team. They've got guys that are out, that are injured. This coach is gonna play hurt players and Nick Bosa and Sauce Gardner. Eckler has literally been placed on IR, and this coach is saying, "Don't worry, get out there and play." And technically, Eckler doesn't even have a team to play this week. He's on bye, and the coach is still wanting him to play. So I'm getting told that Eckler he's just doing what his boss is telling him, and it may injure him more. We'll see what happens. The Trolls, they're probably going to win this game. It just depends on how many points. Is this camera fucking fucked up? It just depends on how many points can the Trolls score. They need, obviously, any game, you need as many points as possible. But if there's a game where the Trolls need to score like 160, 150 plus, it's this one. Or else their season's pretty much done. Well, not really, but they do need to score as many points as possible, because the Finesse are looking like they're going to be scoring about 140, and right now the Trolls looking like they're only going to be scoring about 115. That's cutting it real close to that point differential tiebreaker. And as they say, don't leave it in the hands of the judges. Just take it yourself and score a shitload of points, and you won't have to worry about it. Well, you still got to worry about the next team up, the game of the week, the 7-6 LA Finesse at the 4-9 SC Titans Elite. Yeah, this game is huge. I don't know why I'm getting a feeling. That this. I don't know. I don't want to say it. The Finesse, obviously, they win, they're in. They lose, they need to outscore the Trolls by, again, 40 points. This is game of the week. I don't know why, but I got a feeling there's going to be a lot of fans out here in the Titans Elite Stadium. And I don't know. It's looking somber out there right now. I'm not sure why, folks, but we'll see. On to the predictions. Thank you, Not Dan, for making the picks this week, coming in clutch, as the kids would say. Last week, Chunks did it. He went 5-1, just like Mandy went 5-1 the week before. Sam and P-Man went 5-2 as well. We've only had one losing week, and that was Hunter's second go-around. But now 52-26 on the year, 67%, fantastic. 2/3 picks. If this was baseball, we'd be leading our division, in records, But Not Dan, aka Graydon and Chunks, they made the picks, and they've got the Tiger Sharks over the Gorillas in a pretty big upset. But it wouldn't surprise anybody if the Gorillas rest their starters looking into the playoffs, because they will not have the bye in the playoffs. But so maybe they're going to rest them this week. We'll see. They've also got the Mothmen over the Rune Dogs, maybe sensing the Rune Dogs might be doing the same thing, taking a rest, and especially they don't want to tire themselves out on a team like the Mothmen that can put up a fight any day of the week. So they may just let them. You know what I mean. They've got the Dumpster Fire over the Cartel. Of course, you pretty much always pick against the Cartel, unless it's last week. Sorry, Chunks. Chunks had a fantastic run and lost because of the Cartel. He's got the Voyagers over the Cavaliers, which I guess is an upset, but again, I kind of knew, like 3 weeks ago, looking at this game, I fucking knew that all of Chunks' guys were going to be fucking dead or on buys. We're on buys this week, no quarterback, because his dude's like a fifth stringer now in Pittsburgh or whatever. So I just knew this game was going to be a win. I don't want to jinx myself right now, but I kind of knew. So I just knew that I had to get guys that could get me as many wins as possible up until week 13, and I did. So let's see what happens in the playoffs. In the rivalry game of the week, yeah, I picked it. They got the Trolls over the Quailmen, of course, and they've got the Finesse over the Titans Elite in the game of the week. And yeah, I mean, Trolls fans are rooting for the Titans Elite and what, again, could be maybe their last game. But the Finesse, it looks like they're going to blow them the fuck out of the water. But who knows? One last ride from Joe Ball. We'll see. And no, I'm not confirming anything, guys. I just have a weird feeling. I don't know. On to golf. And holy shit. Holy boy. Oh my. So, two things. Two people stood out. Chunks, well, actually, three people, really. Chunks got 2 birdies, while P-Man got a birdie and a bogey. So, P-Man washed, while Chunks was able to take the lead, leapfrogging P-Man for that number 1 spot. In other news, Hunter had a fantastic week. 5 birdies, but he did get 2 bogeys, so he was able to move up to 5 under par. But the big week was E-Man. 5 bogeys to drop his ass down, I think, from 4th all the way to 8th. He was 3 under last week, and now he's 2 over. So he is fucking out. And again, this is the last week of the last hole of the year. Chunks, and it's basically between Chunks and P-Man. Mandy is within throwing distance. If her team balls the fuck out like we know that they can, and she starts the guys, whatever. But she's missing Derrick Henry, I think, and maybe some other guys, whatever. I think. Yeah, Derrick Henry's on bye, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. But so she's in the running, but the rest of it, I mean, I don't see Hunter jumping up 12 spots. We've seen it. We've seen Dan do it. I don't know, like 7 spots once, but it's probably gonna be Chunks or P-Man. And if Chunks does it, I mean, for one, no one's ever won it their first season because it was introduced after not the first season. Whereas Tebow won the inaugural winner and founder of the Golf League. But Chunks would be the one to come in, brand new, take over a terribly run team and unlock their potential somehow, wins the West by week 13, and a first round bye, by the way, and now they might win golf. They might win the goal line Stein. I don't know about you, but if there's a vote for Coach of the Year and it's not Chunks, I don't know who the fuck else it would possibly be. Who the hell else you got for Coach of the Year? Matt, maybe for the Gorillas. But I mean, Roondogs, yeah, but I mean, they're always, the Roondogs are in that weird area where it's kind of like, it is kind of like a Bill Belichick, where it's like they're so well coached all the time where it's like you can't really give out the award to one of the best ones every fucking year. You know, you just kind of get, he's like, yeah, he's still really good. It's like Andy Reid or some shit, but yeah, but Coach of the Year, in my opinion, it's gotta be a fucking like landslide, I think, for Chunks, but that's just my opinion. But that's pretty much it, guys. Try to keep this one quick, but of course I've still got up to 23 minutes. But let's get out of here. Good luck this week. And wasn't there something else going on this week in the U.S.? I don't fucking know. Yeah, good luck. And honestly, go Titans Elite. I want to see some fucking chaos. Cheers.